solitude. Épisode 3. Les Murs Jaunes. Yellow Walls. Love keeps no record of wrongs.
Hey Monique, any news from Elle? Just wanted you to know that I'm in front of the building of her office and there is no sound of her. I've been trying to reach her over the intercom and the phone again, but nothing. I will ring the neighbors and let you know as soon as I have some news, okay? Please let me know if she calls you back first or something. Bisous, bisous. Coucou. Elle? Elle, c'est Freeda.
Oui. Oui.
Elle, tu vas bien?
Ouais, tout est bien. Pardon, no worries. Pardon, there is no electricity, Freeda.
But there is light in the building's hallway.
Je sais. Only my flat is in the dark. I spoke with the neighbor last night and he said it is oh, putain, le fusil a grillé.
The safety fuse?
Ouais, je suppose en anglais. Yeah, the safety fuse has blown. I have to buy a new one today.
It might be too late, but... Attends, I will turn on the light on my phone. I called you, but... And Monique, I mean, the whole day will be... Oh, pardon, I didn't know...
Don't worry, chérie. Je suis une femme. Tu es une femme. Nous sommes les adultes. Et alors? I am not completely naked. I have a négligé. Et finalement, I am the one to apologize. Because we have a rendezvous at 9 and I am still not ready.
You know it is 7 p.m.
Comment? 19 heures? Is it not 9 a.m.?
No.
Is it Friday?
Yeah, it is Friday, our session day.
Putain. Oh, pardon. That's why it is so dark here. But where is my telephone?
Oh, watch out!
Oh.
Are you okay?
Ouais, I'm okay. Tout va bien. C'est bien. Tranquille.
And your phone works normally?
Ouais, bien sûr.
Because, I sent some messages and called you several times. Monique aussi. But we only get the answer machine, and as I went for a walk later, I dropped by to check if you are in the office and if everything is fine.
Very often I put it on mute because I work with my client. If it's not urgent, later I forget to put it back. I'm sorry, Freeda.
No, tu vas bien. We were a bit worried, Monique and I, because please can you call her and or text her that you are fine?
Worried about me? But I am not a kid. I didn't answer for... Yeah, okay, no worries, I will call her. As you can see, I slept here. I was working all night long. And, évidemment, I was sleeping all day. Ooh. A candle. Oh, putain, I used my last candle last night. Please, can you give me your phone?
Bien sûr, but wait. No worries, I will do it quickly. Hi, Monique, it's Freeda, and I'm here with Elle. Well, everything is fine, and I just wanted to let you know that, okay? I will call you back later. Bisous.
Like I'm a kid? But okay, on y va. My phone is somewhere here and with no battery.
Oh, I thought you needed it for the call. Sorry, I didn't get it right away, but
Merci.
you know, when I saw the door opened, can you imagine what went through my mind? It really scared me that someone could have attacked you.
No worries. I can only be abandoned. It's a joke. Finalement, my dress. I left the door open on purpose. It was so hot last night that I opened everything. The door, windows. So l'air frais peut circuler.
Oh. Can we close them now? It's really freezing. And last night it was around 0.
Bien sûr. Yes, it is a bit cold now. Please, close the windows and I will close the door. Where are my shoes?
Bien. C'est fermé. Okay. I guess I'm going now.
But where do you go?
Back to my studio. To recoller.
Mais comment? We are having a session.
But it is a bit late and there is no electricity.
Quoi? Are you an artist or not? You have never had a conversation in the dark?
Of course I did. I mean, I did some meditations.
Méditation. Okay. Don't worry. This could be très intéressant. The most interesting things in life are those that happen spontaneously. Oh, sit down, please. Last time when this happened, I bought more candles. But it seems that I eat them how quickly they vanish. Faster than a toilet paper. But with this old building, seulement des problèmes. I'm so sorry, but no coffee for today.
Oh, no problem. It's a bit too late for the coffee.
Oh putain, no lighter.
I have, but...
Yes, for what? No candle. Mais quoi? Tu fumes? And sing?
Not every day, just sometimes when I need to calm down a bit. But don't you remember? We smoked together after the concert.
Oh, yeah. We smoked. I remember. Ouais. Bon. Can you turn off the phone light now?
Okay.
Like in the old times. In the dark. Oh, j'adore. How many songs do you two have now?
Recorded demos? 11. Plus 1 not recorded yet.
But you sent me only 10.
Yeah, the town has fallen. The composition is not good enough, so we might change the percussion.
But I need to hear all of it in order to get l'impression générale. Et la deuxième?
The 12th one. We need to record it still from scratch. I didn't make an arrangement. And with some other songs, I need to re-record the piano parts, so lots of work and not enough time.
I am sure the timing will be parfait. Where is your fate? Freeda, what's the name of that song about flowers? As the wedding rings that you played at your concert?
Vitice Otzvice. Les Anneaux de Fleurs?
Can you play it now?
Now?
Yes, from your phone.
In the dark?
Is there a difference if we listen to it in the light?
Yeah, it's worse. You can notice all the mistakes, and the sound is not mixed and mastered. And
I am not a label producer or a manager. Seulement someone who is trying to help you to hear yourself. And above all, I listen to the lyrics.
that you don't understand.
I meant to say the whole impression. I understand l'intention, l'émotion, l'harmonie. It's enough. Without all of that, for me, the lyrics don't exist in a song. For these reasons, la musique est une expression unique et universelle à la fois. The knowledge of the language is not crucial. Do you know how we communicate?
When you ask me like that, then by using words for sure is not the answer. But all the other nonverbal ways like gestures, eye contact, touch. Am I supposed to be any closer?
Are you afraid of my reaction? Oh, I should be worried now. There is no wrong answer, Freeda.
Sure, but shoot me.
You see, you told me some words, but all my receptors got more important answers from your energy. And that speaks the loudest, if we are open to hear it. How would you describe your energy now? Positive or negative?
Positive.
Low or high?
What do you mean? It's positive or negative?
Well, do you feel positive when you are calm, relaxed, and optimistic? Or when you are vibrant, enthusiastic, fearless?
What? Both. Okay, I get, oh, wow.
You see? And it is the same with energy negative.
I think I follow. That means that if I'm angry and burnt out, I would have high negative energy, and if I'm sad, sluggish, or demotivated, we would talk about low negative energy, right?
Exactement. And do you still think now that your energy is positive at the moment?
More low negative.
Pourquoi?
I was worried a bit if I will make a mistake.
If people would really hear themselves, they would stop saying one thing while doing or feeling another one. What we feel in the core is our answer to everything, and it has its vibration. We just need to relearn how to use it.
'Cause we are here remembering who we are, right?
Well, I am not sure if you know anything about frequencies, but I know that you feel them very intensively because I am very pleased by your music. Your music and your voice found me.
Long time ago, one woman approached me and just like that told me that I should sing because my voice has the ability to touch. She said to heal. I didn't really understand that. It was a bit spooky.
Human voice can do some interesting and unexpected things. Even heal the environment, yes. And this is physics what I'm talking about, confirmed by science. Research is not some alternative hocus-pocus stuff.
I trust you there. When for the first time I heard about frequencies, I was in my primary school class. We were talking about waves in water and a spring or string bouncing and vibrating. Also about some really abstract stuff about how light works. But it was much later when I started understanding it. I was never good at physics or math. As a matter of fact, I was scared of it.
Voice establishes a connection like nothing else can. It can create empathy and understanding. Therefore, transmit emotion. We are wired to feel each other this way. There is no newspaper or a video that will ever match the ability of a simple human voice to create an emotional connection. Audio communication is better at this than anything. It takes you to places you might never have dreamed about going to. Think of everything you learn by listening carefully to someone just talking. Often, you can guess their age, their gender, maybe where they grew up. Often you can feel the emotions they feel, their happiness, their fear, passion. If you concentrate enough, you will start noticing more delicate things, as if someone is gently smiling when he speaks, or she.
Listening can be hard, especially if you are listening to someone you don't understand or someone you disagree with. But yes, listening to another person's voice is incredibly powerful. When I was a kid, my grandma told me stories about her hard life. She had no pictures or videos to share, only her stories of daily survival ever since she was a girl traveling for days just to exchange salt for corn. And that voice left me with a deep sense of empathy and inspiration for what she experienced, that I shared it with the audience through my first authorial monodrama. She knew hunger and joy at the same time. Her voice took me there. Emotions and self-healing brought me closer to myself. As I listened to the needs of my body, I started being interested even in quantum physics and mononuclear biology. I was discovering a new me. Pardon, the original, authentic me.
You see, everything can be learned. It is only a matter of approach, motivation, and self-honesty behind it.
Lots of things have changed.
Everything in our environment changes and affects us physically, emotionally, and spiritually, especially the sounds. Waves interact, change each other, and are intimately linked to mental states of consciousness.
At one point, I started being hypersensitive and I just had to move away from any kind of aggressive environment. People, loud music.
When we feel that way, for sure, it is right for us. It's telling us something. When you look at the cell under a microscope, you will see their molecule, right? If you have a stronger electron microscope, you can see the atoms, and if you break them, you will find proton and electron. Electrons orbit the protons, which creates movement, a vibration. Our bodies are living energy fields immersed in living fields of vibrational information. We can't see the frequency vibrations because they are too small, but they are there nonetheless. Everything above 85 decibels is harmful. Heavy traffic, noise in a restaurant. To make it closer to you, this atmosphere now that we have here is around 60 decibels.
As I was obsessed with self-grounding, at one point I had an idea to tune my home music to 432 hertz, the beat of the earth. So I follow you.
The Schumann resonance.
Yeah. I wanted to contribute to the growth of Earth frequency. My collaborator freaked out. It's been a while now. I might try again. I suppose you know about the great 440 Hz conspiracy.
As I was trying to find the Earth vibration sounds, I read about it.
And what do you think?
I don't know, but everything is possible.
I just have a problem to think that we can go that far in manipulation.
Well, France was keeping it close to Mother Earth's pulse.
Yeah, and that's why I'm here and not in the USA.
We think that wars, thunders, and drugs are what's killing us. But every day's small drop of water that's rhythmically hitting the same place subtly does a bigger disaster. That's how even music can become a military weapon of war on consciousness. Every musical sound you actually hear in real life is made up of a mix of frequencies.
And that's why the music is something like the fourth dimension. The sounds exist not only in three-dimensional space, but they also move in time, right? There is one contemporary artist who says that the music is the highest form of art because it is immaterial and invisible.
Abramovich?
Really? Come on, you continue to surprise me.
La déformation professionnelle, chérie. When you are un psychothérapeute intéressé par l'art-thérapie and the soul.
Okay. May I get my phone back now?
Oh, bien sûr.
Merci. Okay. Let's listen what my soul says. Odbijam stati na listu vječnog čekanja. Kolonu vječnog nadanja, 5 dana orkanske bure za 1 dan bonace, previše je to. Jedan smiraj ne stigne ušiti sav nered. Meni sunce ne blješti taj dan dovoljno da me zaslijepi.
I still cannot connect your voice with your face. It sounds more like it's mine than yours.
Merci. Merci. I like your voice. If Velvet could speak, it would sound just like your voice. But how do you know how your voice sounds?
If I tell you, I will have to kill you.
Jesus.
Thank you. As I recall, the song is about your ex-relation, relationship.
Yeah, it is a patchwork or a collage of a song and a poetry in prose.
The whole soundtrack is imagined like that. Reality and dreams as a whole. Oh, my battery's dying. I also need to recharge it. I don't remember exactly when I wrote them. A long time ago now, but I was still in that relationship. Like every relationship, we had our ups and downs, and well, it was more like a marriage. 17 years is more than most marriages make it.
17 ans?
Always the same reaction. As time is passing by, it seems like some other life.
But since when? High school?
Uh-huh. I know. It is difficult and at the same time not so difficult to explain. It was le coup de foudre. Yeah, love at first sight at school. Driving school. Okay, at least for me. Oh, I think that memory is unforgettable.
High school love is irreplaceable.
Yeah. But as in most high school relationships,
when you outgrow your pants, change them or you will freeze.
voila.
So you got new pants?
Yeah. I mean, no, not in that sense. Anyway, it became too tight. And everyone went their own way. In their own pants. But actually, I think that both of us were walking naked for a long time after the breakup. I just couldn't jump from one relationship into another so quickly. I needed time to be alone.
It should be that way. And the chanson is a reflection of your desires, fears, doubts.
Exactement. To be or not to be, that is the question. I was fading inside, and at the same time I felt that it shouldn't be that way. At that time, I didn't have big problems in my life. And I was still too young to feel that way. That relationship was very meaningful, and it kind of formed my life. But at the same time, sometimes was walking over me. I felt very lonely, and I couldn't understand why. Until I started writing down my feelings. For months, every day the paper was filled with tears. And then, as it hurt so much, I finally admitted something was wrong. I felt like love should be easy. At least easier than I've been experiencing it at the time. But then, as we've been taught that no relationship is perfect and that you can't get everything you need in one relationship, I avoided admitting myself that the expiry date arrived. And then that low self-esteem thoughts like, if you quit the relationship, probably you will be left alone because nobody could handle you as you are not so easy to bear with. These thoughts made me stay in that comfort zone. Those beautiful moments that we had were somehow enough for us to go on. At that time, I would say we were optimistic. But today, I see how we were both scared to leave the comfort zone. Even though I keep no record of wrongs, and even though we loved each other, I knew that getting married at that point would be a wrong step. And that has nothing to do with love.
Oh, I wouldn't agree. That's all what love is. Letting go.
That moment when the spoon of lamb stew, instead of ending in my mouth, went back to the plate was unforgettable. I can still feel my heart in my mouth instead of that spoon. The absence of air, hope. Time stopped. Lady Death came to my door. And since that day, the door remained open. She came with fresh air, and finally prevailed our fear hidden in both of us. When all the strength supplies were gone, she came. When we couldn't move, she spared us. We suffered enough.
Sharing a life for that long for sure says a lot about the effort.
Yes, but shouldn't love be easy? Easy as a light? But as when something dies, something is born again. I kept on going. I didn't know what it's like to be alone. I did. But it's not the same when you know that there is no going back together. When there is nothing to attach to. Then I became attached
to gratitude.
Yeah. Day by day. Being grateful for little things. Warm bed, food, health, family. I knew nothing without him. Days of pain and grief, all I did was praying and walking nonstop. And when I got drained and tired, I finally started talking to myself. Poetry and music were the light that took me. The pain was all I got. And I embraced it, accepted it, and lived with it. That was my new beginning. Life between my bones and my skin. I had to accept the tenant who wasn't paying the rent, but finally, I got used to it. When you accept it, it's not so bad. But the struggle before it wasn't easy to admit to yourself that so many years of hard work, dedication, love, and mutual tolerance could go into dust, just like that.
And yet, to me, what is this quintessence of dust?
What a piece of work is man.
How noble in reason. How infinite in faculties. In form and moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like an angel. In apprehension, how like a god. The beauty of the world, the paragon of animals.
Oh, where did you get that voice of yours? And you know the lyrics?
Allô? Coucou? Musique Elle? Aquarius? And you? I mean, of course you sing. Why wouldn't you know?
Well, I'm very bad with the lyrics, even my own. But those were my first steps in theater. I was in that musical. Oh my God, almost 2 decades ago, 2003.
Where was I in 2003? I was around your age, 35.
Merci beaucoup, but 39.
More or less. The same.
I'm bad at maths, but if I count, when I count, weren't you 41 then?
35, 41, eh? Freeda, who cares? Are years that important?
Well, no, but they push us to make smarter decisions, I guess. The experience I got from that musical was later one of my triggers to leave the music and become an actress.
What was the trigger?
I could finally use my long black hair. Kidding, I'm kidding. But now, as I mentioned it, you know what's even worse, even more ironic? I think that musical hair was the first and the last time I really needed my hair on that stage.
What do you mean? I saw your CV on your website. You had a lot of roles.
Yeah, I had roles. And each one matters, from the princess to the servant, but only few I consider worthwhile. I mean, for letting my hair grow long. I still remember that professor who once told me, "You are an actress, you will need your long hair." What a nonsense. And that's how I started the business of exporting my hair.
I suppose that's also the responsibility of your parents.
Of course, they are guilty by default. Of course, it's mine. My responsibility. Only now I can be grateful for all the experience I had. I would never be here today if I had all those parts that I wanted. Now I know. I was protected. Obviously, I didn't need that experience, but the other one that I eventually had. If someone told me that one day I will be so grateful for not getting the opportunities I yearned for, it was such a relief to realize that. As you see, it was good that I didn't cut my hair. But for a completely different reason, right?
Good that I can see in the dark.
You should really have been an actress.
Thank you. But no thank you.
Why not?
Trying to play the role of myself is complicated enough.
Elle complicated? No. But I completely understand. You know, I really don't know what will happen when I go back home. This new normal gives no letter of the future. I really forgot how it is to stand on the stage in front of the people. And after all, I just want to be myself, because everything else is exhausting. You know how I realized it? I was sitting in the first row in the audience, looking at my colleagues, and I was really happy just to watch them. The need to pop into their roles wasn't present. And when you're an actor, you do that by default. I was relieved for all the absence of heightened energy in my body. I was the life itself, but as an observer, not as a main character. And that was so relieving.
Only as observers can we think clearly and make decisions with clarity. When we are the main characters and too much indulged in the story, we cannot see the big picture. Notre subjectivité punches us in the face directement all the time. Are you uncomfortable being still in the dark?
Wow. Seems not. I mean, my eyes got used to it. And I even feel more focused. And as I zoomed, everything sounds different. I feel almost like seeing the shape of you.
You remember our reactions? Your surprise when you saw me in negligee and my eyes' reaction when you turned the light on of your phone straight at me? The cause of my reaction wasn't the shame, but the slight shock provoked by sudden light. The light travels through the darkness, but it is seen only in the moment as it reflects something. It is the same with the truth. When we like what we see it right away. When we don't like it, even though the feather warns us, we find excuses, arguments, explications. Et voilà! Bricks and trucks, bienvenue!
Bricks and trucks? Feather?
You don't know the story. When life wants to tell you something that you are doing wrong, it will give you a feather. Just a little brush de temps en temps to remind you that you are on the wrong path. Like loud music maybe in your case. One day, after neglecting many feathers, life will hit you in the head with a brick. And you can ignore the bricks too. But they will keep coming. But one day, life will turn the volume up. You will be crossing the street, forget to look both ways, and boom! A truck will cream you out of nowhere. Over the years, I've told that story very often. After getting a lot of bricks myself, luckily I avoided the truck. Now, I see the message even before a feather comes, in the smell of the wind.
Nice story. I mean, it's not nice, but a memorable one.
It is really easier to memorize things through the stories, isn't it?
And to pass it on also when you have an example or an experience for it.
Like you have it with your grandma.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I figured that out much later.
What do you mean? And what's later? You are young. When I was your age, I wasn't halfway where you are now.
Well, if I accepted that my memory is bad earlier, I would be liberated earlier.
Why do you think something's wrong with your memory?
My environment, friends, family, they remind me regularly. Well, first I thought it was me. I felt bad and I worried how to improve it. But when I realized it's genetics, I was relieved. You cannot do anything about it, so finally I let it go and I was at peace with it. And then...
Pardon? Qui t'a dit ça? Who told you that? And who told you that it cannot be improved?
Well...
I don't know what part of your last sentence I should refer to first.
I was about to.
Do you know that genes are not our destiny?
I've read about it. And
And that there is a new revolutionary field in biology called epigenetics that proves how life of each cellule stem cell.
Stem cell. Ah, matična stanica.
Matična stanica.
Matična stanica, da.
It is managed by l'environnement, our environment, nourishment, les émotions, and not by our genes. After Watson's and Crick's discovery of the genetic code of DNA, scientists have completely moved away from taking into consideration the impact of the environment. Even Charles Darwin, towards the end of his life, claimed that his theory of evolution had denied the influence of the environment. Our subconsciousness is a powerhouse of intelligence in action. It acts on our beliefs and perceptions. That genes are managing our biology is only a good excuse to consider ourselves as victims of inheritance. Why are you smiling? It is serious.
Of course. But, pardon. You're so cute when you are excited about something.
Cute? I heard everything but that I'm cute when upset. Never.
Yeah. Well, voila, you just got some new perspectives on yourself.
You are not a man, but somehow I feel flattered.
Yes, it is possible to feel that way near a woman, too.
I'm so sorry, I feel speechless. At one moment, we all think that we are better than the others, but very quickly realize that That was just an ego celebrating. And tomorrow all we have is a big headache. Freeda, I am not a Buddha, Jesus Christ, or some kind of guru. And even though you wanted to talk to me because of my profession, as you see, I am not much better than yourself. I just have a bit more experience because I spent more time in the body that's walking this planet than you did. People are incredible. Under the conviction that genes manage us, we think that we are special intelligent beings created in a separate and different process from all other creatures, animals, plants. And we despise lower beings as mice, treating them as unintelligent life forms. And if we wouldn't be so superficial, we would know that mice have approximately the same number of genes as we do. What they teach us in our childhood follows us all our lives, and very rarely we understand that life can hurt less if we change our convictions. It hurts seeing solutions and at the same time being helpless. This is my Weltschmerz. I'm sorry that I got upset. You reminded me of my old and hurtful program. Thoughts are the roots of our lives and the cause of all our problems. Everything depends on them. But we produce them, fertilize and water them no matter where we got them from. If we don't realize on time that they are not always serving us but misleading our lives, our general satisfaction will be left out.
Mm-hmm. And that's how I ended up reading molecular biology too.
Oh, really?
Yes. I mentioned it a few minutes ago, and I was trying to tell you what you just told me now. I already found hope.
Oh, I'm sorry. You see, you don't hear the others when the noise in your head is still too loud.
No worries. I just had a mirror in front of me. I read about it when I started writing my artistic research work titled Satisfied Individual, Healthy Society? Problem of the Individual, Problem of Society. I was analyzing my own experience and which decisions led me towards today's life. My focus was myself, but that was just the first phase. And as I was trying to find some proof that there is still hope for a change, for a better life, and that it is possible to avoid dementia, I've read some articles about reprogramming the cell content, and it really made me think.
How did you get all the way there to dementia?
By forgetting names, events more often, mostly semantic memory. Once, I was on stage, but aside, waiting for my scene and standing next to my colleague, and I couldn't remember his name. Luckily, he couldn't know what was in my head, but I felt so embarrassed, just as he was in there.
For how long you've been thinking like that?
When I was a kid, I memorized very well, especially numbers and foreign words. But today I think that was because I was a very good and persistent pupil and my sponge was empty.
What? Your sponge was empty?
Yeah. Lack of worries left a lot of space for new information. But then again, when I would sing on a stage as a kid, I would also forget the lyrics very easily. Back then, I thought it was because of stress and fear. But today I accepted it is a short-term memory.
But how do you act then?
You mean, how do I memorize all those lines? If I hadn't done it, I would have asked the same question. But in my case, I think that my body has the function of a cell membrane. I mean, it is not just my brain that I use for memorizing.
Good. That's the good way to think. So, if you know that a cell can function for some time after its nucleus is removed, then you understand that life does not depend on genes in our DNA.
Yes. And when I realized that the emotion, as a result of honest intention and self-engagement, is the most important in transmitting the message or a story, I found a deeper peace. I remember myself a few years ago. It was a cold winter day. I was passing by the prettiest house of culture, Central National Theatre in Zagreb. And it was so foggy that I couldn't see the whole building next to me. But I will never forget the clear aha moment that I had at the same time. I didn't work there at the time, but some hurtful moments I experienced in that institution crossed my mind, and I started thinking, if the reason why I forgive people who hurt me so fast is because I forget what they did to me, or because I don't love myself enough. That bothered me for some time, but then it came to me that I wasn't deprived, but blessed by forgetting the details or even the whole situation. As I'm so emotionally fragile, I would be run over by all that weight that was impossible for me to carry. So I accepted the liberating cognition that I was protected. My brain refused to memorize it, but the memories were ultimately kept in another place. My body kept painful feelings that reminded me why I've split with someone. That was for me one of the biggest revelations. Another cognition that I'm guarded and guided.
Memory serves to give us a record of our lives. It is essential to a sense of self. And while memory lapses can be frustrating, there are some perspectives which transform frustration into advantage. Did the thought, I have a bad memory, improved or diminished the quality of your life?
Well, it wasn't comfortable to accept it as something that's slowing down my growth. But once I did it, I felt a relief.
And what happened later?
I guess I stopped worrying about it after I accepted. And that was a part of my growth.
How come accepting that you are not good at something could have pushed you further?
I realized that I spend more energy by trying to neglect it than I would have by just accepting it and moving on. I refocused myself, gave myself some other perspectives, and continued living with the premise, who is meant to stay will stay, who isn't will leave. Reason, season, lifetime.
Right. The easiest to say is that it is genetics. It's God's will. So if something's wrong, it won't be our fault. God offered us to surrender all our burdens. And we instantly did it without even trying to see what was inside of it. And in most of the times, there are blessings in there, opportunities to evolve and to grow.
Like the lotus flower that grows from the mud.
Yes, and immortal flower that grows on dry, sandy, and rocky ground.
Immortal? I'm familiar with the word immortal, as the soul is, but the flower? I really wonder how we call it. Wait.
You don't have to. It's called Zmie, everlasting.
What? You know its name in Croatian?
Oui, Zmie.
Are you sure? That means snakes. Les serpents? Oh my God, when I mentioned them, I got chills in my spine. Wait, there is a plant, Zmie, but let me check.
No, it's spelled with S. Zmie.
Aha! Oh, Smije! Oh, Boże!
C'est ça!
Da Zmije! Oh, creation is really difficult to pronounce. I will have to help you a bit with this. S and Y.
Yeah. Oui.
It's similar to lieu, le lieu. Try to say Lyubov.
Yubab.
That's Dalmatian word pour l'amour. In Croatian, we say Ljubav. But why do you know Immortel's translation in, oh my God, creation?
Oh, where to start from?
From the beginning?
First, as you know, I love knowing more about essential oils and its origin. And that's how I found out that, besides in France, Immortel grows generally on the Mediterranean coast. And that includes Croatia too. Croatie, ouais. Istria, Dalmatia, ouais.
Yes, but it is unusual to hear something not so touristy about your country from a foreigner.
My country, your country? Aren't we all the citizens of the world?
Ah, of course, of course. And of course I heard for Smilje. Lots of highly appreciated cosmetic products for skin rejuvenation are produced worldwide and... Oh, now I recall it. Oh, I'm so stupid. Oh my God. Most of these products are called Immortel.
Voilà. Finalement. And you are not stupid. Freeda, this was the last time you said it. It is forbidden.
You're right. I'm sorry. Oh, just a habit.
Bleh. A bad habit. Your theory about memorizing through stories and context? Yes, they make sense. It makes sense. But you have to trust me now. The reason why you didn't memorize some content in the past is because they were not so important to you. Okay?
D'accord.
And the second reason why I know Croatian word
Smilje?
merci, is because it is my name. Elle is not my name. Are you there?
Oh, yeah. I'm just a bit... surprised?
Yeah. I mean, it is not my original name, Elle.
But Monique calls you that way.
Yes, I asked her to call me Elle instead of Immortel in front of the others.
Wait, your name is Immortel.
Wait a second. Voila.
What? I don't understand. The power fuse is not blown? And, whoa. Oh, what happened to the walls?
Okay, one by one. The walls. I was working last night, as I told you, until late this morning, and these yellow papers covering the room all over were my attempt to try chromotherapy with you, with yellow color, as it is the color that is lifting self-confidence, energy, and it opens the awareness of our talent, and the talent, talents of the others. Bref. Yellow is very good for dealing with anxiety moments.
And that's why you are dressed in yellow, too?
What to say? Like you, sometimes I can exaggerate too. I am learning about it. I have to make some mistakes. And electricity. I didn't know if it was real or if I dreamed that my good neighbor David had one extra fuse, and this morning before his work he came and changed it. After that, I fell asleep. In the middle of our conversation, I remembered that it was really for real, but I didn't want to quit the process by turning on the light.
Was that when you asked me if I still feel uncomfortable in the dark?
Yes, even before. Anyway, after today, I am scared what will happen next time. If dark inspires you like this, who will handle you in the daylight?
Immortel. Oh my God, so weird to say it out loud. Did the kids tease you in the past? La fille immortelle?
You see the consequences. I became a psychotherapeutic.
You know, you are lucky that you live in France. Here, everything sounds better. If you were in Croatia, you would be called Smilje.
Why do you laugh? It is an unpopular name in Croatia.
No, just... It's more about the accent. Smilje is a flower, and Smilje is a name. Then just... Let's say it's not really classy, fancy name. Oh, mon Dieu. But why didn't you tell me that when we met?
When I heard that night when you were performing that you are from Croatia, I wanted to approach you with that story, but then obviously I was completely enchanted by your music and voice, so I forgot. Music was more important. Everyone calls me Elle. Only a few people know my original name. My dad gave it to me. He was inspired by the story his mom was telling him about the immortelle flower and the captain, and he said that if he will have a daughter, he will call her immortelle, as his daughter deserves to live forever. After that school experience, and later on tiring explication of the history of my name, I started presenting myself only as Elle. Voila. Do you want to smell it?
What?
The oil.
You have Immortel's oil?
Bien sûr. C'est toujours avec moi. Ici. Its Latin name is Helichrysum italicum.
Oh, that's why you always wear it around your neck. Oh, every time I wanted to ask you for that, but... Wow.
My secret is discovered forever.
Wow. Cool.
Since my father passed away, almost 38 years ago now, I have this small bottle of Immortel's oil around my neck. Whenever I feel powerless, I smell it. It reminds me that just as the flower's beauty and smell never die, in the same way our soul is immortal, and it makes no sense to worry because all of us are here just to experience la vie mortale by finding and living our purpose. And eventually, what only matters is if love will be our legacy when our time comes. Come here.
Oh my God.
What?
I just remembered. I would pick up that plant when I would have gone with my grandma in our village, and the smell would stay forever, even if it was dry. Oh, if it was of any worth, the goats would eat that thorns, that grass, she would say. I won't let you in the house if you bring more of it. She would yell at me from another part of the village when she would see me picking it up from the mountain. I was crying so much when she would throw it away. So I started putting it in the pillows, and we slept on it, my cousins and I. In that way, they were here, but she didn't see them. And we slept better than at home.
Usually, we don't know the true values in life. Even dead yellow plants can become dry gold. There is a reason and purpose for everything that exists.
Yes, but my grandma was an amazing woman with a very hard life.
When she got older, she lost a sense of smell and taste and couldn't understand us, the kids, and why we loved Immortelle so much. Now when I remember, unfortunately insomnia didn't help her to cook better with years. So she used me to taste. Oh my God. All that salt. You know what? I think I feel a bit nauseous.
Okay, so this doesn't work. Can you help me to move away these yellow walls? Or we could demolish them.
Avec plaisir.
Bien. On y va.
Hladne stube od bijela kamena. Jurim. Bijela čipka gubi sjaj, slijeva se kao rijeka. Teče, juri, da me potopi. Pojela je zrak, pomela je nadu. Ali ostavila sram. Njega je ostavila tebi, da ga poneseš domu što si ga izgradio. Domu što si ga izgradio za nas. Za naše produžetke. Trčao si s njim i više puta. Spreman si, znaš gdje put vodi. Spreman si ti za duže trke i žive oči tome svjedoče. Skupljaš razočaranje po kostima hrane. Čistiš svaku kaplju boli, noge ti se lome pri svakom koraku dok ti se gustoća praznine penje uz vene. Gledam sliku pestona. Sluti što mu se sprema. Sretna je bliže, jer čista je cesta. Tužna, jer već voli drugu. Djevu bez imena. Čistiš svaku kaplju boli. Noge ti se lome pri svakom koraku dok ti se gustoća praznine penje uz vene. Gledam sliku bez tona i boja joj blijedi. Njemu lice sluti što mu se sprema. Sretna jer je bliže, jer čista joj je cesta. Tužna jer već voli drugu. Djevu bez imena.